We are back with another Age of Mythology Retold casted game. This time we are watching Husk Soup versus Uwu Sevro. So it's a Ra versus Aranos game. Today we're going to be just watching it as a cast in general. So these guys are playing right now. And actually I did cast a game just before this from Sevro's point of view, or Kido. He has loads and loads of accounts. And he won with such a decisive fight. It was literally one fight. So I don't really want to just play that whole video, so just put a clip in. Do see mostly spearmen. The throwing axemen are already out in response. The wadgets are very scary though. Might need some trolls out to deal with those, or at least get the hearses on them. Hearses trying to get on there. There are no axemen for the hearses, but spearmen do a decent job. Nice little block with the raiding cavalry. The raiders do take decent damage from them, but it's more about getting those hearses on those wadges. And it looks like the throwing axemen are doing decent damage also. So the hearses, unfortunately, they've stopped hitting the wadgets. And as soon as the hearses go down, the wadgets are going to go to town. But it looks like pretty much every wadget went down. And that was a nice fight from Sevro there. And that is actually going to be the game. And hopefully, post me edited that amazingly. But we are going to be watching this game, which is a map on Ghosts, or the map of Ghost Lake. So we do have the double gold mine version of Ghost Lake, and not just that. Ghost Lake can be one gold mine in the main base. It can also be two, and that does kind of change matchups. But also, how many gold mines actually spawn on the outside? So we have this one is gold galore. This is probably the most gold mines that you will ever see on this map. You can get so few. You can literally get one gold mine in your main base, one on this side, one on this side, and that is it. So this is gold heaven. Now, who is this better for? It sort of depends what these players decide to go for. I mean, I kind of like Aranos here, just because you can come to somewhere like here, you can drop a sky passage down, you can get all these berries, you can get this gold mine, and then you can send a different villager to go put a sky passage here, get all this caribou, get this gold mine, and then live a happy life. We can also see that potentially some of these town centers aren't too bad. So I think players often get baited by a town center really close to your main base. Normally it isn't great, but on this one, I mean, it does kind of make some sense when you have a double gold mine spawn, because you can send some of your villagers back to this gold mine and it doesn't feel as bad as it sometimes does on other maps. But also some of these forward town centers are actually pretty good. I mean, these trees are in a pretty defensive spot where these gold mines, these berry bushes can be got. Then if you were to get this town, I mean, the town centers for the Aranos here are kind of much better, depending on whose this is. I guess both of them are pretty equal. It's kind of hard to tell, but they both defend things on the Aranos side. And it looks like the Aranos every single time will pick up these goats and be living a great life. It's a very hard time to play Ghost Lake as Ra for grabbing the goats, just because you have the priest that kind of wants to empower some mining camps early. Then you also, I mean, you don't want to send your pharaoh about because he can empower monuments and things. And the oracles, you get 3 of them. So, I mean, you're always, as Sevro here, he's always going to win this goat battle. We do see as well Soup doing the monument to the villagers and then empowering that, which means he gets the benefit of empowering everything. This has had a slight nerf a couple of weeks ago, but I mean, I still think it's worth it when it gets to this point, especially because it's like having a priest empowering these houses. I think that can't be stated how important that is. It only takes 13 seconds, when normally a villager building houses takes absolutely ages. And this means you can get back to work nice and early. And also it means that you can defend just so much easier. These forward gold spots, you really have to defend quite well. We do see a monument to the soldiers also coming up. But the Aranos can get some Mamillo on here, can get some Prometheans, which we do see that is what he's going for, in to kind of bash this down. Or if they weren't here, to put some harassment on. Now they have to bash down the houses, and the pharaoh can just come over, scare those guys away, and be absolutely fine. Do you see the second monument going up? Bast coming in. I mean, it's kind of standard. I mean, Bast has been nerfed. I don't know how many times Wadgets have been nerfed. It doesn't really matter. It's just whatever your kind of preference is, and I much prefer Bast to play. And maybe if you want to go that kind of eco kind of route also, where you get the extra sacred cats upgrade and the wood upgrade, it can just be really nice. You see priest coming in. And we actually missed this one, the Jingwei relic, which gets you a steady income of wood. So that is on, that was the Oracle side. And we do see exactly what I said, Sky Passage. There's just some really nice Sky Passages that actually come for the Uranos here. And he can also get a Sky Passage over here, but get rid of those obelisks first. We do see other relics here, armory upgrades, gold research cost less, 50% less. Building time 10%, that's always nice. Not a massive deal, but I mean, you can get your buildings up quicker. Nice for the Uranos. You can do a panic sky passage even quicker than you could anyway. Fortunately, these villagers not being very efficient, but there we go. He notices it. And absolutely fine. And we see, shock to everyone's system, we see the barracks. We see the barracks coming in, and we see the spearmen. Spearmen, Sphinx, Cryo-Sphinx. Second Sphinx already in. Priest coming over. Soup must know that this is going on, and he sends a Sphinx. There is already a hero citizen here. Valor's in also, and even the Promethean to defend. So it looks like the Uranos is on the defensive here. He did advance later, and also it sounds weird, but it takes Uranos maybe a little bit longer to get going than Ra, which if you played the old game, that's just a crazy sentence, but it is kind of true. Promethean does take a lot of damage there, and it is actually forcing the villagers away. I guess where is the Sky Passage back at home? It is sat on the chickens, so actually doesn't lose out on that much gather time. Can easily send another one up here. We'll be fine. But with this Sphinx running around, it is a bit scary. I mean, he does have Valors, so if he is caught out with any of his villagers, can Valor those bad boys back up. And even getting those Mamillo, he really wants the Mamillo heroes to deal with the Cryo-Sphinx. And Uranos does have fast Mamillos if he gets that upgrade in. Are they 4.5 without that upgrade? We do see it in the temple, which is here. Yeah, they don't have it. They're 4.5 without the upgrade. I think people are sleeping on Mamillos, just basic ones. Not even when you go through Oceanus for the poison damage. They're just good. Hero Caraballister coming, and he doesn't see these guys coming in, and just about runs away. Nice bit of nice bit of formation micro, I guess you would call that, to get the Caraballister to the back. And the Hierarcho Sphinx damage just isn't a lot to heroes. Hero Oracle is probably going to go down. Nice shot with the Caraballister though. A little bit of damage. No way to heal that guy up now, unfortunately. Once it's been valid, that's it. Sky Passage being denied again. Really nice play from Soup. I think you kind of do have to go Classical Age against Uranos. I've seen another Uranos game against the Ra, and the Ra went for kind of a classical fight. I think it just makes sense. You just want to deny this kind of map pressure that the Uranos just kind of gets for free. If you were to go like the old classic Ra, where you go 2 town centers, you go Heroic Age, you get your Migdals up, whatever. It just means that all of this will be got here. All of this hunt, he will just be mining this gold, and then he would just be back in the main base. Wouldn't have touched his own gold. He wouldn't have touched his goats, his whatevers. And then you're just you've got nothing to do with your third age Migdal army. So Classical Age definitely makes sense. Theft of Fire coming through, so does really want to play that kind of eco style with the villagers. Need to change back to his perspective. So he's got 4 of these hero citizens, or at least on food, and that is where they all are. Upgrades wise, Archaic Age upgrades, Classical Age upgrades, plus Theft of Fire. And then on Soup side, we see just hand axe, just pickaxe, not going for the upgrade to get your goats nice and fat. He actually did end up getting quite a few. We go to his list. He actually managed to get 12, so not too bad for priest's kind of scouting. And she shows how much different this map can be. So much gold, so many caribous, and both players got an insane amount of goats. So it just boosts the kind of boosts the stuff that you can do, boosts the kind of game plans that you can do, earlier advance times, or just more units, more upgrades. And Soup's coming in for a bit of an attack, just trying to snipe that counter barracks. Valor's coming in, scaring the Hierarcho Sphinx away. Can heal those up if they don't go down. Caraballis is a little bit scary. Big shockwave off of the army. Promethean getting a decent amount of value. Does use the Eclipse, and Sevro runs away. Kind of, I don't know if it's a panic eclipse almost. Maybe he just didn't know that that third one went down. Nice bit of damage though, trying to take down those Kyribalis. It can be worth it if he just takes those down. They cost so much. Oh, nice bit of micro there by Sevro. Unfortunately, Soup didn't notice it. I mean, it would have been, you'd have to have lightning fast reactions to get a shot off there. Press Q on those. And the Haruko Sphinx coming around. Did manage to disengage though. Maybe it was just a disengage from the shockwave. Doesn't want to lose that fight to the shockwave, so just commits the Eclipse and can get some just a little bit of chip damage on these guys to then come back later, but just going for a bit of a scouting opportunity instead. Just seeing what's about. 6.6 speed, nice scout. We do see Sacred Cats coming down. Third monument also. And then also changing to that third monument, especially now that you don't get the boost of empower. When you empower a monument, it doesn't empower other monuments. So it's definitely worth it to be on the latest monument that you've built. So these slowly get more and more favor. So he's actually getting 0.03 extra favor by empowering this one. So very, very nice. If you want to maximize the amount of favor you get. So you see Armory Market coming in. Armory upgrades for this classical army. Wants to get to that 175 pop kind of situation. And then on this side, we see Alluvial Clay. And that will get these... will get more offspring when the big Prometheans die. And it also gives you more HP. So better front line. And there is 5 big ones, 4 small ones, so very nice there. Army is a bit out of position for another attack, though, or another defense of Soup's attack. Probably wanted to go for something on his own, but force a retreat. I think he's just going to have to sack that counter barracks. It has kind of gone down. Nope, Soup does decide to run away. Doesn't want to fight this hero, Kyribalis. There's nothing, apart from the slingers, actually, there's loads of slingers here. Excuse me. I was going to say there's nothing that can really take these guys out, but slingers take them out very, very quickly. And on this side, we see Sobek hovered over. I think Sobek's coming back into favor. I think Sobek is so good. You get that sun-dried mud brick for the cheaper Migdals, the stronger, cheaper Migdals. You get the Locust Swarm that is very, very strong. And if you go for multiple monuments, it can be worth it a second go of it. I think it's like 75 favors, not too bad. And then those laser crocodiles, the Petsuchos, the Petsabex, that if you can get a decent amount of those off, they are very, very strong. And a very, very nice raid here actually from Sevro. Wide open gold mine. A rough gold mine down here. This one is much easier to defend, but just wanted to kind of split his options up. And does take this town center as a more defensive town center. And also a kind of pillar to start attacking this position and maybe scare Sevro away from this gold mine. But it's going to be pretty hard to get. I think the Aranos can definitely stop this. Shockwave is in the bank. Can use that at any point. Probably worth using it on the front line to then swarm the slingers. Oh, that was the idea, I think, but some of the bodies are still in the way. Shift-click micro from Soup onto those Kyribalis. Kyribalis are going down very, very quickly. Priests don't really have, or not going for the right targets. They now are shift-clicking onto the Prometheans. Prometheans are tanking so well, though. Settlement is 13 seconds away. We'll be able to get some nice DPS when it's done. It looks like it's a pretty even fight, to be honest. As soon as the priests get collapsed on, though, they're going to go down so quick. They've got basically no armor, but they have done their job. They've taken down pretty much all the Promethean. Really nice micro from Soup there. Priests against normal units are next to useless, basically. But against the myth units, they do such a good job with that divine damage. And without that micro, that would have gone the Aranos' favor every day of the week. Does manage to get the town center. Part of me thought that maybe he should pull some of his villagers off because he had that Skin of the Rhino tech. Maybe if he had the other one as well, the survival equipment, maybe that would be worth it just to try and get on the back of this Kyribalis. But they're a bit out of position and does manage to get up to the next stage. Even fight Locust Swarm in, and on the side of Sevro here, we do see Hyperion the god of choice for the Iranos. It just makes sense. Sky Passage trying to come up. Let's see what he sees from his perspective. Decides against it. Maybe he sees this tiny bit of building. I don't know if this just comes through from the spectator or not. But if he saw that and then decided to delete it, that is a godlike play. Or maybe just assumed. But you've seen this down here. You've seen double mining camp. Or he maybe just played against Soup so much that he knows he will be here and wants to sneak up a Sky Passage. But that's a crazy play if he managed to see that from just the... Nah, it's got to be from the spectator. Need to test that kind of thing. Medium Mamillo, though, coming in. He's sniffed something out. He's definitely sniffed something out. The Mamillo did decide to run the length of the map. Maybe to not show that he's got a Sky Passage. Maybe that's the reason. This is going to be a big, fat, juicy raid. Soup reacts instantly. Almost knew something was coming. And most of those villagers are going to go down. He's got 3, he's got 4, he's got 5. And while this is happening, Soup is deciding to attack this side. He needs to do something. He can't just come back to defend this because these villagers are probably going to go down. It does manage to save 4 of them. Luckily there. So, I mean, thanks to his reaction time, more than luckily, does manage to stop all of these barracks going on the front. Nice bit of pullback micro on that Haruko Sphinx. Some really low HP heroes, so these Sphinx and Hetsuchos can get some good damage off. Sevro deciding to kind of tech switch into his Cantarius instead. Mamillo looking at that gold mine. Quick reactions. Very fast reactions. Town center up. And this is what I meant for the Sevro town centers. If he would manage to get this one or this side, they just defend his resources so well. Whereas for Soup, it's just so unfortunate. It doesn't help at all, basically. They're just so out in the open. It's crazy. Sevro does have a bit of a collapse coming in here. Does have a huge chaos. Bit of a locust swarm on the back. Chaos seems to last an age, even if there's so many units here. But there was no shockwave follow-up, which is such a strong Aranos combo. And he is running away. Doesn't want to get accidentally hit by that locust swarm. And again, a pretty even fight. Soup does turn back. Satyr's on the back, though, putting in some serious work. Priest trying to do something. Unfortunately, the slingers get a bit confused. And he might have to back up here. The Cantarius are strong, but I mean, there's just so many spearmen still left in. When you're zoomed out, you can't really see. I thought it was all slingers, but the spearmen are in. Sevro does manage to clean up that with the help of his satyrs. Once those priests go down, these satyrs with their 50% of each armor, they're just so hard to take down, and their DPS is just ridiculous. No satyr upgrade. Oh, does have a relic. Oh, favor cost. Very nice for the Iranos also. So not getting that Empyrean speed either. I mean, there's no point now. It is infantry, whereas he was using those Mamillo earlier. But you'd think maybe it's worth it for the Mamillos. Starting to get more oracles out. Good shout. Already got 6, so going up to 9 oracles. Well defended by these spearmen. Only 3 spearmen, 4 spearmen there, but Migdal Stronghold will do decent damage. And to think this could be buffed in the next patch. The Migdals, the sun-dried mud brick Migdals, doesn't have it yet. Do you see? Full chariot archer coming out from Soup, starting to get all his chariots from just the one Migdal, not building another one. Especially as Ra, you can just whack a priest on here, get Levy, that's it. Get Levy, get a priest, you don't really need another one. Especially if you're going Spearman also. Spearman Chariot Archer is just a really nice combo against the Cantarius. Part of the Titans coming in, wants to get those heroes in a little bit quicker. Can basically do it mid-fight rather than having to do it beforehand. Heavy cavalry wants to get built, but just so many medium Cantarius not out yet. Kind of preemptively fighting, but those Satyrs special against the Spearman. Yeah. You kind of need to fight after the Satyr special comes in. Even just sack 1 unit, which is maybe what Soup is actually doing here. Trying to just sack 1 unit to the Satyr special. Especially if you're playing against someone that you know they don't use the manual casts. Because most people don't for things like the Satyrs, like the Manticores. But it's definitely worth it when you get to this kind of top level. Priest trying. Lots of scrappy fights in this one. And apart from that, there was that one fight that was the decisive win for the Iranos, but he was all the way back here. And the eco was just so close that he just didn't manage to pull ahead. He is managing to win this fight also. Again, the Satyr backbone. Looks like there's a sky passage here. Don't know how long that one's been up for. There was a wall. Looks like Soup didn't know that he needs to wall this side. Does manage to get some villagers through, but the villager is probably going to go down. But can he manage to get the sky passage up? It only takes 11 seconds. That is actually ridiculous. Lucky he's got enough villagers there and a quick enough reaction time to snipe that one down. But maybe Aranos is OP. I mean, I've always thought he's good. I mean, I know people like to shit on him and say he's bad, but they're just the same speed now. Citizen gets away with 4 HP. There we go. Palace on the top. Petsuchos coming in. Looks like camel upgrades coming in. So camels wanting to be the answer. Camels good against the Arcus. Decent against the Catarius. Definitely a good choice over the Spearmen. Because the Spearmen they just get melted by those Arcus. The Arcus Satyr combo. But the Satyrs, they're going to go down pretty quick to the Petsuchos with the extra range. I think Satyrs do have more damage multiplier though. And they're easier to spam also. Oh, Chaos number 2. You don't want the Petsuchos on you. Just taking out that Chariot Archer and Soup's going to have to run away. But that is another Chaos. 80 favor for the next one. But he's got 8 Oracles sat there getting his favor. So not really a problem favor-wise. So he might even be able to get that before this is back. 160 seconds. Looks like Soup favors himself in this army. 1 full HP Satyr, but can get surrounded by those camels. So just take that one out, no problem. And we've kind of reached somewhat of a mid-game now, where both players have somewhat stabilized. I wouldn't say there's any major advantage either way. Gold mines this side secured. Soup's got loads. Soup's got loads of gold mines. Looks like there's a gold mine here. Gold mines galore. The reason I say that is because this map is always about the gold mines. It just always is, and this spawn is wild. Do you see? As if it was a defensive map. All the irrigations, all the quarries, all the everything coming through. Looks like Sevro pre-queuing champion upgrades. So, you know where his mine's at. Catapultis, Mamillos coming in. Still not Empyrean speed, which is pretty wild. But the chariots are going to take those out. It's just very similar like the spearmen from the other side. That the archers just take them out so quick. Bit of micro from those archers trying to get as much DPS while they run away. Especially if you can target down the spearmen specifically. Stop that DPS. Just deciding to hold his ground. Does have the defender's advantage this side. Chariots versus Arcus. I think in a pop battle the Arcus win. But 1v1 the chariots will win because they are 3 pop versus 2. And upgrade wise, we do have bronze both there. Against copper weapons but bronze shield. So very, very similar upgrades on Archer v Archer fights. And then getting the monument to the Pharaohs down to get that mining camp, get that extra favor in, also get just a little bit of farming efficiency here. Very, very nice. And the chariots are going to chase back. So I don't think much is going to happen until the Mythic Age. Nice play by the villagers here to find that one. We'll find that this gold mine is finished up though. Looks like he did try and sneak one of Sevro's gold mines there. Actually managed to get round the back of that town centre also. Just the wood lines not managing to get to the top. And I think the villagers are just going to get sacked into that town centre. Not much they can really do here. Bit of distraction going up here for a big camel raid. Palace up on the high ground. I don't believe high ground makes a difference in this game. I know it didn't really in the original, but I don't believe it does in this one. I just hear the sky passage noise, the Iranos tech, chaos. I said it was going to come on cooldown basically. And the camels are good against each other, and that's the kind of units you want to use it on. Chariots were split off, though, almost knowing that the chaos was coming. Didn't manage to get hit by those, and is needing to run away. I think Mythic Age siege this down with some catapults is probably going to be for the best. You'll be able to sit behind this wood line to get the palaces. Even just down here, yeah. If you could manage to get that wall, it'd be quite difficult now. But if you manage to get that wall, just sit down here. It'd be very difficult to actually do that. And then from the Sevro side, I mean, it'd just be the same, isn't it? You just sit up here with your fire siphons, and I assume this is in fire siphon range. If not, yeah, it looks like he's getting destroyers out. And Hecate, the next god. I've always said Hecate, but I think it is Hecate. Oh, do you see Sun-Dried Mudbrick? What an upgrade. Hit points, gold cost down, build time down. Even for Titan Gates. Actually, that'd be pretty wild if this one goes to a Titan Gate. It is looking like a bit of a slog. No player yet in the Mythic Age. Do see that the Siege Tower has managed to get onto this fortified town centre. That is not where it was actually pre-queued, unless you just changed that one up. But we did see that this area wasn't really well defended, and this is where two of Sevro's gold mines are. He only has one on this bottom side, so actually it does make sense to push the top side. Why not? He's committed 2 palaces here. So why not just hit the top side where there was just the one palace that wasn't close to the settlement. Now you've got the population advantage. 1 second to get that palace up. Palace does go, but Siege Tower was in. Siege Tower has been taken out, though. There's another one rolling in. Here it comes. And the chariot archers need to be in position to take out these citizen, because the citizen do not like siege towers. They take them out absurdly quick. See them chunking down. Nice bit of micro from those camel riders. Also the zoning from these camel riders. Palace will go down. Villagers in position to either get that town center or just whack another Migdal up next to it. 4 town centers to 2 is huge, but even 3 town centers to 2 can be is game winning. Just getting that extra population over your opponent. Looks like the palace will go down to the 1 siege tower. Lots of resources in the bank for each player, but not quite enough to get to the Mythic Age yet. Looks like some units are coming through the Sky Passage, and Sevro says, okay, you're attacking my top side, I will take your bottom side. Has 7 destroyers, which is quite a lot, actually. There is Sun-Dried Mudbrick, there's Masons, there's fortified town centers, but still, it still goes down. Mercenary trying to do its job. Camels coming in. And the army from the Ra is pretty fast, and repairing this up an absolute treat. You see that Sun-Dried Mudbrick coming in clutch there, saving or tanking for a little bit. We see chaos again. It costs 120 to reuse now. Absolutely brutal, especially against this army comp. The camel riders even get confused after that chaos, but they're just a superior army now. The destroyers aren't really doing too much. They are tanking from the chariot archers, but if you micro it properly, you just ignore them, and the camels can take those out very, very fast. So the camels are trying. Settlement coming up is being it was empowered by the pharaoh. That's why this repair rate was so fast, and managed to survive for a little bit longer than maybe it would normally. Pharaoh empowerment, absolutely huge. Osiris is pre-queued. Not much food in the bank. These farmers aren't working because they're trying to get the town center back up. Destroyers do take down foundations very quick too, but scares them off. We will see Tartarian Gate. Oh, lost the name of that one. We do see Tartarian Gate coming up, and Suppe is 4 town centers to 2 town centers up. Managed to defend this side, get his town center back. Also getting that rain up because he really wanted that Osiris. That's why he used that one there. He's got so much favor. He can use rain whenever he wants. Can even go for some mummies. Mummies are still very, very good. Now Scaring back those infantry units with his chariots here. I wonder if he knows where Sevro is getting gold from. Yeah, he does. We see the Tartarian gate coming in on this gold mine. Very nice place to put it. Trying to also maybe get them to move over to this gold mine. So it's a pretty nice spot for the Tartarian spawn. Ra villages are going to be best against it compared to other ones. He still doesn't have that upgrade though. He has Skin of the Rhino, but not the one which gives you more HP, which is kind of surprising. Maybe just thinking that he doesn't need it because he's got the Ra upgrade, which is just better. But it would really help to take out these Tartarian gates. So tanky. It's got this one's building time. I thought maybe it's got extra HP. There it is, the siege tower. Slowly coming in. Son of Osiris can also, can clear this up very, very quickly. And the spawns will not do much to him. Sevro trying to get the palace though. Chariot archers doing what they do best. Dealing damage. Trying to get a few units in. Do you see the fire siphon, heavy arcus combo? Looks like the fortified town center might be going down. Mercenary cavalry are coming in. Son of Osiris is close. There he is. Not full HP, but being sent to the Tartarian gate. And we'll be able to take out those spawns so that the siege tower can take it out very, very quickly. Wow. Tartarian gate's very strong. Does manage to take down this settlement. Son of Osiris will be taking that one out eventually. But the fire siphon's doing a job. Chaos at one... I'm just choking on how ridiculous those chaoses are. You can use it this many times. Son of Osiris. He can't do it on his own. And they're doing like 5 damage a shot to him, the poor guy. I thought, maybe Soup thought what I thought, that Son of Osiris could just deal with this instantly. Siege Tower will, though. And Son of Osiris, 30 HP to join the fight. Basically trading your Tartarian gate for all that economy damage, and most of the Son of Osiris is pretty crazy. And the camel caravans are in, and they are down here. So Sevro, he is pushing the right spot, even though he is down one town center now. He is pushing the right. He's pushing the right place. His gold mine is finished. He's got 800 left here. He's got 200 left here. Ooh. But I believe he has started his llama caravans because he hasn't got that third town center. It isn't as strong as Soup's trade. Do you see that Soup's getting 52, whereas Sevro is getting the 30. So just a better trade for the player that's got most of the map. Kind of makes sense. You see Desert Wind. The Desert Wind camels will be in. Could do a bit of Palace micro just to get on that Son of Osiris, just to chip him down slightly further. There's a lot to think about at this stage of the game, but if you do see the Son of Osiris, it's a nice idea to kind of do that. Champion Chariot's trying. Definitely be worth a catapult. He now does. See, this is it. Just this tiny amount of damage. If he'd have done that 10-20 seconds earlier, the Son of Osiris would be pretty much dead. But nice that he did see it. Migdal's doing well. And then we'll be able to get this settlement back whenever he chooses. Also getting that New Kingdom second Pharaoh in. More damage or more favor. Soup has all the resources. He couldn't have any more. He's basically going to get everything. Now he's getting that villager upgrade because, there's basically nothing to spend it on. Doesn't really want to go into these barracks units now. He's got the higher kind of effectiveness in the Migdal units, especially against the comp he's going against. Spearmen wouldn't be bad against this a little bit, but when the archers come out, it's much better to have your Desert Wind chariot archers with the 6.9 speed, lots of armor. Also getting siege engineers, draft horses. Could go into myth units. He's got 188 favor. Could be using this second Locust Swarm, potentially. Son of Osiris not affected by Chaos number 37. So does manage to get out, but it's going to be very hard to win this fight. Doesn't have enough favor for an extra Shockwave, though. Just because this cost 140. But the Son of Osiris is potentially going to go down to these Cantarius. Nice bit of animation cancelling after they do the damage and does manage to take him out. But I think it's an uphill battle anyway. Going to be very difficult to come back from this. We're getting the towers up, all the tower upgrades in. We're Ra eco time, and Sevro does decide to call that one there. But he played that one very well, considering he's been down a town center for ages. And that was a pretty solid game for just a random one that's live. Wow, well played by both. And look at this. These guys have some pretty good games. And I'll see you in the next one.